Another year has come and gone, so now it's time to look forward or brace ourselves for 2022. How's it going, everybody? Been a little while, so I just want to start off this video by saying two things. One, this wasn't initially meant to be my next video after my No Way Home first reaction video. I wanted to and still want to do a spoiler discussion video for Spider-Man No Way Home. A couple reasons why I haven't done that yet. First off is I just kind of wanted to let the movie sit with me a little longer so it's not just me freaking out fanboying for the entire spoiler discussion. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to do that, but I also want to look at it with a bit of a critical eye, a filmmaker's eye, so to speak. And also because I do want to see it a second time, haven't seen it a second time yet. A couple other people want to see it with me again, and our schedules just haven't lined up. But I should be seeing it again really soon. And then hopefully in the coming week or two, I get that spoiler video out for Spider-Man No Way Home. Other thing I wanted to say is I made it a habit with these top 10 anticipated movies videos to introduce newcomers to the channel, introduce myself to all of you. So if you're new to the channel, don't know who I am, I'm Steven, and this is Reviews of Everything. Started this channel about, it must have been like 2013 or something. Uploaded very sporadically, and now starting in, I think it was December of 2020, I've started doing more videos as I've learned more about editing and all that jazz. I've just gotten more into making YouTube videos, just talking about stuff that I like, you know? Which is mainly Spider-Man, but now that Spider-Man No Way Home has come and gone, I could focus my attention towards more general topics, which I'd like to do. I'd like to do more lost media videos, more canceled movies, more reviews. So I really hope you guys enjoy the stuff I've been putting out lately. I've enjoyed making it, so I really hope you all enjoy watching it. Alright, that being said, enough dragging this out. You saw the title of the video. I wasn't even sure I wanted to do a top 10 anticipated movies of 2022 video. I don't know, I just wasn't sure if it was worth the effort, but I still like to put a list together anyway, regardless of whether I make a video or not, a list of my anticipated movies of the year. And when I put together the list for 2022, I just looked at all those movies and I was like, yeah, I've got enough to say about each and every one of these, so let's just do a video, because why not? It's been a little while since I've done a video like this, and with that, here I am. Here they are. These are my most anticipated movies of 2022. Top 10 to be exact, with some honorable mentions. There's 3 honorable mentions that I want to talk about. First one is the fucking Mario movie. And that's literally how I wrote it in my notes when I was making this list. I just called it the fucking Mario movie, because it's the fucking Mario movie. Hopefully you all saw my video of me reacting to the cast. Probably not as entertaining as some of the other videos I've seen of people reacting to the cast. And that's because ever since I was like 11 or 12, I was really into Smash Bros. Brawl. That's when I really got into that game for the first time, a little late to the party. And I'm sure you recall in 2012 is when the fucking Avengers happened for the first time on the big screen. No one ever thought that a cinematic universe could work to this degree. So with the MCU really popping off around that time and me getting really into Super Smash Bros., I thought, what if Nintendo did something like this? What if they made a cinematic universe, you know? And I always thought, like, animate the movies, you know? I just think it'd be really weird to see a live-action Mario running around with a live-action Star Fox. But as I grew older, I just thought there's no way that's gonna happen. And now there's this animated Mario movie coming out. Let's face it, this movie's probably not going to be very good, but, like, probably in the best way possible. The memes that will be born from this movie, ooh, I'm excited. Either way, Mario is coming to the big screen. I know it happened already, but that movie didn't seem very faithful to the games. I haven't actually seen it. But you can't deny, this movie will still be a ton of fun to watch, whether it's bad, whether it's good. I feel like there will be something to gain from it, especially if you're a gamer. So yeah, first honorable mention has to be Mario. Next honorable mention is Avatar 2. Full disclosure, I have not seen Avatar since I saw it in the theater in 2009. As a 10-year-old kid. But you can't deny it was incredibly impactful at the time. I remember enjoying the hell out of it. It is one of those rare instances where I enjoy a movie and I just haven't watched it again since. But these upcoming sequels to Avatar have been in development for about as long as the original Avatar was in development. Avatar 2 is being directed by James Cameron, who directed the original, and I don't think he's done much since that original Avatar, so you can imagine he's just been pouring all of his time and effort into making these Avatar sequels great. Either way, regardless of whether it's good or not, you cannot deny that Avatar 2 will be a huge spectacle movie, probably a great theater movie. And it's the sequel to Avatar, the highest grossing movie of all time. I don't know how well Avatar will hold up when I watch it again. I have not watched it in 13 years. But either way, I look forward to seeing what James Cameron's got in store for Avatar 2 and its 7 sequels. Because you know Avatar 2 is going to make a shit ton of money and sequels are coming. My last honorable mention, nobody is talking about this movie. Creed 3. A couple summers ago when the first Creed movie came out, I just binged all the Rocky movies. Enjoyed most of them, some I did not. Then I finally watched Creed, I liked it, Bit of a rehashing, but it was a rehashing that worked. Saw Creed 2 in theaters when it came out a couple years ago, and now Creed 3 is coming this November. It's being directed by Michael B. Jordan. This is his directorial debut, and I'm interested in seeing what he's got in store when it comes to directing. But I will say this, I do feel like Creed 2 was a good ending to the overall story of Rocky. So I kind of hope everybody goes into Creed 3 looking at it as a sort of finale, because this story can only go on so long. But either way, I look forward to some cool boxing moments and some more Sylvester Stallone, because Sylvester Stallone. All right, those are my 3 honorable mentions. I will say real quick, last year's video was dated about 2 weeks after I uploaded it because Morbius got pushed back. But overall, I have to say I'm pretty glad that that video is not super dated. The only 2 movies I talked about in it were Morbius and Uncharted. They are coming out this year. My thoughts are pretty much the same on them. Morbius actually just got delayed from January to now April of 2022. So I'm not going to say too much on them. And with that, I suppose this is a good time to mention that COVID is still a thing, the pandemic is still going on, and any of the movies I might talk about today could be delayed to next year. So at least now I'm putting a disclaimer in this video. I didn't do that in last year's video. Disclaimer, this video might be dated by the time you're watching it. All right, honorable mentions, disclaimers, everything out of the way. Let's get into the whole title of the video. These are my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2022. Starting out at number 10 is Black Adam. I'm surprised this made the list. I wasn't too excited for this movie. I mean, cool, I think Dwayne Johnson will be good as Black Adam. But I remember hearing that initially and thinking, well, he'll be the villain in the Shazam movie, right? But no, they just decided to give him his own movie, and I just didn't know how to feel about that, because, like, I just thought Black Adam was a Shazam villain. Like, he would work better going against Shazam in a Shazam movie. You know, kind of like how Venom really works when he's opposing Spider-Man. Like, Venom without Spider-Man just feels kind of weird. I thought the same thing would happen with Black Adam, but I didn't really know the Black Adam character all that well. Earlier last year, I watched this animated short. It was like 20 minutes long. I forget the exact name, but it was like Superman, Shazam, The Return of Black Adam or something. And that was my first taste of who Black Adam was as a character. And I dug it. Honestly, in 20 minutes, I was like, wow, I'm actually really into this Black Adam character. Maybe even more than Shazam. Then, of course, they dropped that little teaser at the DC fandom for Black Adam, and I was actually pretty blown away by it. I thought it was pretty intense for a DC movie, for a movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who's always, you know, the hero, the big action hero, who'll now be playing a bit of an anti-hero. He wasted that one guy in the trailer, and I just wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting them to take an edge with something like this. Because yeah, Black Adam is a bit of a darker character, but with Dwayne Johnson attached, I thought, they're gonna play it safe or whatever, and they probably still could. But that small little teaser did a lot for me. I'm looking forward to seeing the Justice Society, Dr. Fate, all those guys going up against Black Adam. I feel like this has the chance to be a unique comic book movie that focuses on a villain as its protagonist, but isn't necessarily a good guy even though he's the protagonist. I'm just looking forward to seeing what DC has in store with Black Adam. Right, number 9 is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and you know all the Marvel movies that are coming out next year are going to be on this list at some point. Losing Chadwick Boseman in 2020 was probably the most affected I've ever been by a celebrity death. He was incredibly talented, he went way too soon, and I thought to myself, how is Black Panther going to work without Chadwick Boseman? But either way, it looks like they're still doing a sequel to Black Panther. From what it seems like, Shuri will step up and become the new Black Panther. I'm a bit on the fence about it, because I've been hearing, you know, production problems and just the overall, like, how will you do this without Chadwick Boseman? But either way, it's the sequel to Black Panther, the only Marvel movie to get a Best Picture nomination at the Oscars. Ryan Coogler's still directing. The cast from the original is returning. Very interested to see where they take things in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. All right, number 8 is Lightyear. I'm sure you recall in the first video I posted to this channel during this, you know, sort of rebirth era, the first words that I spoke at the beginning of that video were, they just fucking announced fucking Buzz Lightyear played by Chris Evans. What the fuck is going on? I just didn't expect Pixar to make a movie like this. Like, yeah, Toy Story is a big thing, but I didn't expect a Toy Story spin-off to ever happen, and even if it did, it'd be focused on, like, a character from Toy Story, like Mr. Potato Head, whatever. But no, this is the Buzz Lightyear spin-off, but not about the toy Buzz Lightyear, about the guy that inspired the toy. There's so much potential there. I feel like this is something that nobody was really asking for, but everyone is down to see. Like, what are these legends that inspired the world of the Buzz Lightyear toy? Like, you know, Emperor Zurg and the Star Command, all that. It's probably the most unexpected origin story of all time, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. Based on the teaser, it looks really well animated. I mean, it's Pixar. What else can you expect? This could be one of Pixar's newest classics. I guess we'll see. Number 7 is Jurassic World Dominion. I had kind of a soft spot for Fallen Kingdom. Again, I've only seen it once. Maybe I'll watch it again and hate it. And while I was not a fan of the ending at all, you can't deny that it sets up a pretty interesting premise for the sequel. Like, dinosaurs are just now out there in the world interacting with our ecosystem, and what it could be doing to that, who knows? It's an interesting dilemma to put all the characters in. And speaking of all the characters, pretty much everybody who's ever been in a Jurassic Park movie is going to be in this new one. Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, they're all returning. One of my biggest complaints about Fallen Kingdom was that they hyped up Jeff Goldblum coming back as Ian Malcolm, and then he was only in it for like 2 minutes. But now they're getting the whole band back together. You can't deny this is going to be like the end game of the Jurassic Park series. Colin Trevorrow, who directed the first Jurassic World, is back for this one. Can't wait to see this on the big screen. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movies on the big screen are always a delight. Hopefully they take what worked in Jurassic World and Fallen Kingdom and bring their A game to Jurassic World Dominion. Number 6 is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I am very unironically excited for this movie. As you all know, Sonic has had a bit of a rough patch in the live action film world. We all remember that first teaser and just... God, that first teaser. Just what were they thinking? What were they thinking? But in an incredibly rare, almost never heard of instance, the studio said, hey, you guys aren't happy? We'll change Sonic's design. And I'm so glad they did that because I really enjoyed the Sonic movie. It was an unexpected delight. And I imagine those emotional scenes with Sonic where he's alone, I imagine him looking the way he was going to look. And it just doesn't work. They made him look like he did in the games, and it works. Like, he's Sonic. Like, I just found him very lovable in that movie, and if he looked the way he was supposed to look, I don't think I would have felt that way about Sonic in live action. Jim Carrey was great. He's back for this one. He is full-on Eggman in this new one. And Tails and Knuckles are coming into the fray. You got... I could talk about the Sonic 2 trailer, all the references, it's like, wow. It seems like they're actually listening to the fans and what people want. I don't know if I've said this before, but I am a lifelong Sonic fan, if that wasn't obvious. I think it was the first video game character series that I played, ever. And it looks like they're being way more faithful to the games in this upcoming sequel. I'm genuinely excited for this one, really. Number 5 is The Flash. When I was a kid, I was never really into The Flash as a character. It's just, oh, he runs fast, cool. But in recent years, he's become a really complex character. I enjoyed the first 3 seasons of the show. Wasn't into the 4th season, and I still haven't seen seasons 5 and onward. I like Ezra Miller as the Flash in Zack Snyder's Justice League, because that's the only Justice League that exists in my mind. And seeing as how successful and awesome as No Way Home was in tackling the multiverse concept, this is going to be DC's response to that. I know they did Crisis on Infinite Earths. I have not seen it yet. I'm sure it's cool, but, you know, it's the CW, like... Who cares? I'm sorry, I know, but like, who cares? Who cares? Michael Keaton, at long last, is returning as Batman. You're bringing in Supergirl finally, not counting the 80s live-action Supergirl. This will be the big DC multiverse movie, and after seeing No Way Home, all I'll say is I kind of wish they had kept Michael Keaton's involvement a secret, but you can't deny seeing 2 different Batmen, and possibly more, who the hell knows, on the big screen is going to be a fun time. I like the Flash character. It looks like they're going for the Flashpoint storyline, which is a pretty good storyline. Yeah, looking forward to it. Number 4 is Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse Part 1. Back in 2018, I would have never imagined that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse would be the big hit that it was. Everybody I've talked to loves this movie. Everybody. And I went to film school. People in film school have wildly different opinions, but I have not heard a single person say they did not like Into the Spider-Verse. And it's so crazy. I would never have put the first Into the Spider-Verse in my top 10 most anticipated of 2018. I just didn't think it was going to be all that. You already had Spider-Man in the MCU. I mean, he died in Infinity War. It's like, what's this other animated Spider? Like, who cares? But Into the Spider-Verse is a great movie. It just gets better every time I watch it. There's so many opportunities for where the sequels could go. And yeah, this is a part 1. Some shit could go down in this movie. Into the Spider-Verse played itself pretty seriously. Like, all the humor in that movie worked, and all the sad, serious stuff worked incredibly well. I love the animation of Into the Spider-Verse, based on that little snippet that came out for Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. They're sticking to that animation. I'm really eager to see where they take Miles Morales in the sequel. And for all we know, with the MCU doing the multiverse as well, worlds could collide. Number 3 is Thor, Love and Thunder. I mean, what can I say? Thor Ragnarok, everybody loves it. Taika Waititi is back directing Thor Love and Thunder, and he's writing it this time. He actually did not write Thor Ragnarok. He's done some good stuff since then. Jojo Rabbit was phenomenal. You got the Guardians of the Galaxy in this movie. You got Jane Foster, who's going to become the mighty Thor. Natalie Portman returning. You have Christian fucking Bale as the villain. For Marvel to be able to get Natalie Portman to return after she was not satisfied with Thor the Dark World, she didn't even come back for Thor Ragnarok, and to get Christian Bale, one of the best actors living today, all of this in a Marvel movie, you can't deny that the story of Thor Love and Thunder must be incredible. This might be Chris Hemsworth's last time playing Thor, so there's also that level of, wow, this is it. Or at least it could be. I feel like it probably will be if you have Natalie Portman becoming the mighty Thor. Like Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye show, like Yelena in Black Widow, they are setting up the next generation of Avengers, and this might very well be Chris Hemsworth's swan song as Thor. I genuinely feel like this could potentially be one of the best Marvel movies ever. I feel it in my bones based on the track record, Taika Waititi, Christian Bale, everybody involved. I have a very good feeling about Thor Love and Thunder, and I'm very excited for it. Number 2 is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I have to say I was really delighted to see during the credits of No Way Home the first teaser for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. They have not done that since the first Captain America movie, where that movie had a teaser for the Avengers at the end of it. No Way Home was insane in regards to the multiverse. They brought back all these characters that I would have never expected to see again. And it looks like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness will be sort of a continuation of No Way Home, based on how the trailer opens. There's so much that can happen in this movie, so much that we probably don't even know about. Hopefully leaks don't happen with this movie, because leaks. Fuck leaks. You have Sam the Man Raimi directing this movie. He brought us the original 3 Spider-Man movies. I think he's a phenomenal director. The fact that he's doing this movie gives me a lot of hope for it. I feel like out of all the Marvel movies coming out this year, this one will be the best in regards to fan service, which is why I put it right above Thor Love and Thunder. Because as a lifelong Marvel fan, when it's done right, I love me some fan service. But hopefully, like No Way Home, in addition to the fan service, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is a great sequel to Doctor Strange, and a fantastic Marvel and comic book movie. Alright, finally, number 1. It'll either be not what you expect or exactly what you expect. It's the Batman. I've always liked Batman. Like, even when I was a little kid, obviously Spider-Man was more of my guy, but I've always liked Batman. I liked his villains. But it wasn't until I got older, maybe not even until like the last couple of years, that I was like, oh my god, I get Batman now. I understand why he's Batman. I understand why he does what he does. And there is so much story potential for a character like Batman. He's got a code, he's trained, he uses fear and anger to his advantage. I just really love the character of Batman. Finally, I really love and appreciate that character. And when I first heard Robert Pattinson was playing Batman, I didn't really know what to think. I hadn't, and still have not to this day, seen Twilight. But I remembered him from Harry Potter, and I just thought, that guy's Batman, I just don't know if I see it. Then I saw The Lighthouse, thought Robert Pattinson killed it in that movie. And then I saw that first teaser at the DC Fandom, and I was just like, whoa. Like, this looks like the perfect blend of, like, comic book Batman, but also grounded, gritty, like, realistic Batman. I love the Dark Knight trilogy, but those movies leaned a bit more towards the realistic, grounded side of things. Whereas something like Batman vs. Superman, Ben Affleck Batman, was a little bit comic booky. You know, it fit in more with a universe of heroes. And with pretty much every comic book movie coming out nowadays being set in a big, larger-than-life universe, it kind of makes me miss the good old days where, you know, like Spider-Man, where it's like a comic book movie was just a movie, and that's all you had. There was something so simple about it, and I kind of miss it a little bit. And it looks like this Batman movie is going for that. It is just a Batman movie. I love the vibe they're going for with this movie. This movie looks brutal. And out of all the movies coming out in 2022, a lot of blockbusters, a lot of comic book movies on this list, I feel like this one, out of any other one, has the most potential to be a really good, solid, well-made movie. I'm not talking about it being crowd-pleasing or anything like that. I'm talking about this could be very good in regards to filmmaking. It's directed by Matt Reeves. He brought us movies like Dawn and War of the Planet of the Apes, which I fucking love. Seriously, the new Planet of the Apes trilogy is like immensely underrated. You all should watch it. And I feel like this could be the definitive Batman if it's done right. Like I said, the perfect balance of the comic books and gritty realism. And we haven't seen a solo Batman movie in 10 years, so it is for that reason that The Batman is my number 1 most anticipated movie of 2022. And that is it. Those are my most anticipated movies of 2022. Genuinely had a really good time making this list, and I think I'm more excited for these movies coming out this year than I was for the movies coming out last year, except for No Way Home. I'm glad, at least at the time of me recording this video, that theaters are now back in full swing. I think it was a bit, wishy-washy at the beginning of 2021 because, the pandemic was still raging on. Theaters weren't quite back to where they used to be. So while these movies could still be delayed to next year, I feel like there is more of a chance than there was last year that these movies will actually come out in 2022. I look forward to going back to the theaters regularly, and I genuinely am excited for these movies. So talk to me in the comments below. What are you looking forward to most in 2022? I'm sure there were a few movies that I did not talk about, but then again, this is my list. It is all my opinion. You might be really excited for a movie that I didn't even discuss. So if you are excited for a movie that I didn't talk about coming out in 2022, let me know in the comments below. What are you excited for the most? Would you agree or do you disagree with some of my picks? Just talk to me and each other in the comments below and we'll just have a grand old time. Alright, that is going to do it for me today. I had a lot of fun making this video. More on the way. Spider-Man No Way Home spoiler discussion video is coming, I promise. And more videos coming soon. So stay frosty, all you beautiful people, and have a great one.